Alright, so Google just released Gemini, and it is the best AI model out there. Not only is it smarter than GPT-4, it is multimodal. It can accept text, code, images, audio, and video, all in one model, which is crazy. Now, Google has posted like 20 videos on Gemini already in the last 3 hours. Now, I've selected the two most important videos, and I want to break them down. So let's take a look.
One of the reasons we got interested in AI from the very beginning is that we always viewed our mission as a timeless mission. It's to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. But
okay, so this is obviously, corporate introduction, hyping Google up, but everybody knows that in the last 2 years, they've been really asleep at the wheel when it comes to, AI. So Sundar is just making Google more hype.
as information has grown in scale and complexity, the problem has gotten harder. So we always knew we needed to have a deeper breakthrough to make progress.
I've worked on AI my whole life
And
because
that's obviously the voice of Demis Hassabis, the guy behind Google DeepMind.
I've always felt would be the most beneficial and consequential technology for humanity. Human beings in our society would have 5 senses, and the world we built and the media we consume is in those different modalities. So I'm super proud and excited to announce the launch of the Gemini era, a first step towards a truly universal AI model.
So this is interesting because just last week there was some news that Gemini will be released to January. So I don't know if that was just a hoax, because why would they announce that they're delaying the release of Gemini to next year and then actually post it this year? I don't know, a little bit interesting.
Gemini approach to multimodality is all the kinds of things you want an artificial intelligence system to be able to do. And these are capabilities that haven't really existed in computers before.
Traditionally, multimodal models are created by stitching together text-only, vision-only, and audio-only models in a suboptimal way at a secondary stage. Gemini is the multimodal from the ground up, so it can seamlessly have a conversation across modalities and give you
Okay, so this is very huge. As he said,
optimal way.
previously, anything that was multimodal was kind of combining different models. So you had a model specifically for images, model specifically for text, and then you had maybe, OpenAI's Codex, which is for code. But now it seems like Gemini has been trained on all the different modalities from the beginning, which makes it, much more powerful and ideally much smarter if, obviously the architecture is designed that way. But we'll see.
At a secondary stage. Gemini is the multimodal from the ground up, so it can seamlessly have a conversation across modalities and give you the best possible response.
Gemini is our largest and most capable model. It means that Gemini can understand the world around us in the way that we do and absorb any type of input and output. So not just text like most models, but also code, audio, image, and video.
Bro, this is insane. Just think about in ChatGPT, you have to, obviously it's mainly trained on text. It can also do code, but anytime, you want to combine modalities. Like for example, when it's generating text and then it wants to do code, it, goes into a code block. But better example is actually images, right? When you give it an image and give it, some instructions in GPTV, it first has to analyze the image and then give you text. It's not seamless, it's not integrated, But Gemini, based on what they're telling us, is all these 5 modalities into one, that's just going to be crazy.
What's amazing about Gemini is that it's so good at so many things. As we started getting to the end of the training, we started seeing that Gemini was better than any other model out.
Okay, so 86.4 on the MMLU, I assume, by GPT-4, 5 shot. That means, giving it 5 tries instead of, 5 examples. Instead of 0 shot would be just, giving it the prompt only and no examples. And SOTA stands for state of the art, which means the best model out there. So GPT-4 has been the best model out there since, March when it released, but it was Actually, OpenAI had it since like August of 2022. So for like, what, 16 months, it was the best AI model in the world. And now, for the first time in 16 months, just think about all the things that happened in this industry in the last 16 months. Like, man. So yeah, for the first time in 16 months, GPT-4 is no longer the best AI model in existence. Crazy, crazy news.
Up there on these very, very important benchmarks.
Okay, ooh, damn. Okay, so let's see. 89.8 is a human expert level on the MMLU, so that's like the most famous benchmark test. And Gemini Ultra is 90, which is super suspicious because it's like so close to the human expert, which makes me think they kind of stopped the training after they beat this human expert benchmark. I don't know, this is like suspiciously close, like 0.2%. I don't know, maybe that's just a coincidence, but yeah, this is like, think about it, like this could pass a lot of definitions for AGI because it's better than a human expert, you know? So artificial, like, obviously it cannot do like things in the physical world and still doesn't have all the capabilities that humans do, but like human expert, this is not an average person. This is an expert given the MMLU can do 89.8, and then Gemini, an AI model, is better than an expert. Man, it's literally the AI revolution is happening right in front of our eyes and nobody is paying attention.
For example, each of the 50 different subject areas that we tested on, it's as good as the best expert humans in those areas.
It's very
Okay, what did you just say, Demis?
Tested on benchmarks. For example, each of the 50 different subject areas that we tested on, it's as good as the best expert humans in those areas.
It is as good as the best expert human. So it's not just like some, expert that's a broad term, to be honest. It could be like, someone who's like above average, top 10%. But if you like he said, the best experts, like, at what point do we have AGI? Like, seriously, if it's better in 50 different subjects or as good as the best human expert, is like, does Google have something cooking in their labs? Because there has been news that OpenAI has achieved AGI with all the Q-star stuff, but what if Google has achieved AGI? Bro.
very rare that you can work on a technology at a foundational level and it simultaneously can impact all our products.
We created a family of models that can run on everything from mobile devices to data centers, each of which is actually best in class.
Okay, so this is, I guess, similar to how, Meta did it with the Llama launch. So Llama 2 had like different, sizes. So you have the 7 billion parameter, then you had the 13 billion, 34 billion, and 70 billion. That way, for different use cases, you can use different models of each size. Obviously, the bigger the model, the smarter it is, but actually, the more it costs to run and the slower it is to run. So, a lot of the times you actually don't want to use the biggest model because of how slow or expensive it gets. So let's see what the different levels that Gemini has.
Gemini will be available in 3 sizes. Gemini Ultra, our most capable and largest model for highly complex tasks. Gemini Pro, our best performing model for a broad range of tasks. And Gemini Nano, our most efficient model for on-device tasks.
Ooh, wait, he said on device. So, wow. So if it's on device, then can you just run it on your phone, on your laptop? And in that case, how are they gonna do that if it's closed source? This is interesting. I mean, obviously, you have Ultra, this would be like running on supercomputers for like complex calculations and, big companies using that. Pro, this will probably like be the level that's going to be in Bard, that me and you will use because it's not going to be as slow as the Ultra, but we will sacrifice some capabilities. And the Nano, like if it's on device, like think about like what device, right? Well, you have smartphones, obviously. Then you have, well, I guess the lowest level would be like smartwatch, then you have smartphones, then you have laptops, and then you have PCs. Like those are the most popular devices. I mean, I guess you can say like smart cars or smart TVs as well. But like, what does he mean by own device? Like if you can run this on your laptop, that would mean it's like equivalent of, I don't know, like Llama, like 13B, like obviously depending on what kind of a laptop you have, but like, wow. We'll see how this compares to some of the smaller open source models, because if it beats them, that would be seriously impressive.
We want to provide the best.
Actually, what would be even more impressive is if Google, whatever.
Our most
If
efficient
Google open sourced the Nano model, that would be crazy. Hopefully, they do that.
model for on-device tasks.
We want to provide the best foundational building blocks, and then we know developers and enterprise customers are going to figure out really creative ways to further refine our Gemini foundational models, and the potential's almost limitless.
I mean, he's correct about that.
So at Google, there's this healthy disregard for the impossible, and that has oriented us to be both bold and responsible together.
Okay, so this is obviously, this is not true, because, in the last, like, if you think about when did Google have the transformer paper, like that was 2017. So from 2017, they were just like not doing, obviously they were developing in the background in private, but like in terms of public products, in terms of consumer products, like what did we get? Like obviously you can say like Gemini built like AlphaFold and stuff like that, but the first like real consumer-facing product was Bard, and that was just a response to ChatGPT. So no, Google definitely has not been bold, and they have been way too careful. I mean, you can say responsible, but just like, I would just say scared, because it's a big company, and obviously they have a lot to lose if they release some, problematic AI model. So they've just been scared and passive and playing it safe. And bold, yeah, for sure. No, no way.
Has become more capable. All of those capabilities also raise new questions.
We have to think about what it means to have an image be a part of, for example, the input. Because an image might be innocuous on its own, or text might be innocuous on its own, but the combination could be offensive or hurtful.
Safety and responsibility.
Oh, offensive or hurtful, yeah. That's what they're gonna use to, restrict everything and censor it so that only certain people and companies have access to the very best models, because, me and you, obviously we cannot use the raw model because it might be offensive or hurtful. Man.
It has to be built in from the beginning. And at Google DeepMind, that's what we've done with Gemini.
We develop proactive policies and adapt those to the unique considerations of multimodal.
Okay, I have to say, the editing on this video is actually pretty top-notch. Like, all the effects, all the smooth transitions, like, I gotta give Google that. Some solid editors on this.
Capabilities. We then do rigorous testing against those policies to prevent the harms that we've identified with approaches like classifiers and filters.
If I were to look at the foundational breakthroughs in AI over the past decade, Google has been at the forefront of many of those breakthroughs.
I feel like he wanted to say of all of those breakthroughs, but then like kind of reminded himself of the last 5 or 6 years, and like, oh, OpenAI exists. Because like if you think about it, OpenAI should not exist. DeepMind and Google, they had all the advantage in the world to, completely dominate the space, but they just were asleep at the wheel. So yeah, that's why Sundar couldn't say of all the breakthroughs here.
And I think Gemini continues that rich tradition.
It's been an enormous sort of monumental engineering task, which has been, very challenging, but also very exciting.
I have been at Google for quite a while, and the reason I'm here is really I believe in the company's mission, and I think Gemini is a great step in that overall mission.
We end up with a world that has more knowledge and that people have more access to information that otherwise would not be available to them.
That's what.
Okay, so that kind of goes against all the restrictions, and all the censorship, because like, if you think about it, you can Google basically anything. Like, obviously, if we go to the extreme examples, like Molotov cocktail, Like, you can Google that. Anybody who really wants to do that and build these dangerous devices, you can find the information. So like, to really restricting the AI models in the name of safety and, I don't know, man. It just feels like a huge excuse for just flat out censorship.
What excites me,
This to information.
And definitely it goes against this, sentence which he said, like, more access to information. Like, if the AI model is more restricted than Google search, it's like, how is it giving us more access to information? Like, obviously it's faster and more convenient, but I don't know, man.
Otherwise would not be available to them.
that's what excites me, the chance to make AI helpful for everyone, everywhere in the world.
Okay, so then open source it. Sundar, it's simple. Open source everything. Just make it open source, make it free, so everybody can build and run it on their PC. Come on, if you're really about it. Okay, so that was the first video. Let's look at the second one. So this one is more of a demonstration of what Gemini actually can do. Okay, interesting. Right, this video highlights some of our favorite interactions with Gemini.
All right, testing Gemini. Here we go. Tell me what you see.
I see you placing a piece of paper on the table. I see a squiggly line.
Okay, so far, I guess GPT-4 can do all of this. So I want to see, like, the level above, the next step. So GPT-4V is, I guess, the best, vision model we have so far. Obviously, not counting for Gemini, but I'll be impressed once I see something that GPT-V can't really do.
What about now?
The contour lines are smooth and flowing, with no sharp angles or jagged edges. It looks like a bird to me.
What if I add this?
The bird is swimming in the water. It has a long neck and beak. It is a duck.
Yes.
A duck
I still think GPT-V could do all of this. So let's keep watching.
is a type of waterfowl in the family Anatidae. Ducks are closely related to geese and swans.
Bro, is he really coloring an image? Like, what is this? Is this YouTube for kids? Like, what is happening right now?
The duck appears to be blue. This is not a common color for ducks. However, there are some breeds of blue ducks. These are typically not as common as other duck breeds. It is more common for ducks to be brown, black, or white.
Okay, so this is typical large language model knowledge. So far we're 1 minute in and I'm not impressed.
You sure?
What the quack? I was just talking about a blue.
Okay. All right, so I don't know if this is actually what the model responded, because that's like something that Grok, from XAI would say. And I don't know, that doesn't feel like an AI model from, Google would say. So I'm wondering, like, if they added this as a, editing joke, but then that would be just misrepresenting the whole, I don't know. If the model can actually do like jokes like this, then that's pretty good. That's much more, much funnier than GPT-4 and infinitely funnier than Claude 2, which is super woke and super boring.
Blue duck, and now you're holding one. It looks like blue ducks are more common than I thought.
Would this float?
I'm not sure what material it's made of, but it looks like it might be rubber or plastic.
What if I tell you it's making a squeaking sound?
Oh, if it's squeaking, it's definitely going to float.
Nice.
It is a rubber duck. It is made of a material.
Okay, so obviously that was like a,
It's definitely going.
like this is obviously like a, using the knowledge of squeaking ducks flowing in terms of like, the product from the, like if you think about the data on the web, like obviously this is, he's using like the next word prediction. So like most likely, yes, a squeaking duck is going to float, but the way it's phrased, it's like making an implication that's, based on the physics, like the squeaking has nothing to do with the flowing. So this could be like, the reason I'm pointing this out is because it probably means the model hasn't achieved like true reasoning, Because if it's just, going based on what's in the training data, which is most likely, most likely when you have a squeaking duck that's, plastic or whatever, it is going to float because 99% of those type of items are intended to be used in a bath. But it, based on physics, it has nothing to do with it. So I don't know how well the model can actually reason and generalize, but let's hope this is just, so let's hope it knows it, but it just said it to make it simpler.
Going to float.
Nice.
It is a rubber duck. It is made of a material that is less dense than water.
Can you teach me how to say this in a different language? And give me a few options.
Okay, okay, so I actually realized something. This would be insanely impressive if it actually deducted that if it's squeaking, it has to float because it has to contain some air, and because of the air, which is way less dense than water, it will float. If it did that amount of reasoning, then that's crazy.
Nice.
It is a rubber duck. It is made of a material that is less dense than water.
Can you teach me how to say this in a different language? And give me a few options. Ooh, can you explain how to pronounce the Mandarin one?
Okay, so obviously translation is huge. Now you can say like, yeah, we have Google Translate already, blah, blah, blah. But the reason why I think language models are incredible at translation, and it will be basically like all the future of translation, is because they can capture nuance. You can even test it on Google Translate right now. If you give it something more, like something that's not too obvious, maybe some sentence or phrase or saying, especially in languages that aren't like super popular. Like obviously it's gonna do well in English, Spanish, French, whatever. But let's say you do like Czech, right? Which only has like 11 million people speaking that language. If you do some, phrase that is not so common and you translate that, the Google Translate is way worse than GPT-4 because the language models can capture nuance and understand the context, which, Google Translate right now can't. Now, if it's going to be powered by Gemini Ultra or Gemini Pro, I guess, then Google Translate will instantly become 5 times better than it is right now. Like, if that happens, I don't see why Google wouldn't do that. So I guess, Google Translate is about to basically go on steroids.
Is it Yazi?
Yazi.
Is pronounced
Whoa,
with
whoa,
a
whoa,
first.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Mandarin one? A few options. Ooh, can you explain how to pronounce the Mandarin one? Is it Yazi? Yazi.
Is pronounced with a first tone. In Mandarin, there are.
This is insane. Now, okay, now I'm impressed because, okay, I'm impressed if the speed at which it can, say the pronunciation is the same as they're showing. But maybe they sped it up because, I guess to make the demonstration as good as possible, they are probably using Gemini Ultra, the very best AI model they have. So they probably sped it up, or they just used, one of their supercomputers. So I don't think it would be this fast, but still, that's kind of crazy. When you can just, since it's trained on audio as well as text, as well as video, images, and code, if it can just speak to you with the perfect pronunciation. Dude, as someone who's learning a new language, this is crazy.
Yazi.
Is pronounced with a first tone. In Mandarin, there are 4 tones, which are essential to distinguish the meaning of words. The first tone is a high-level tone.
Oh, okay.
The duck is in the middle of the ocean. There is no land nearby for the duck to rest or find food. It is unlikely to find ducks here naturally.
Okay, based on what you see, come up with a game idea. Oh, and use emojis, please.
How about this? We can play a game called Guess the Country.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, that's super creative, obviously. I don't know what to say. That's just like the most uncreative answer it could have possibly given. But anyway, let's see what.
Clue 1. This country is the home of the kangaroo, the koala, and the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, that's easy.
Clue 2. This country loves.
This is cool because he just pointed at the country. He didn't say anything, and it since it can see as well as speak. Wow, man. Oh, shoot. Man, this is crazy. This is about to be crazy. Like it can literally watch, like this model can theoretically watch you as you're working and then like point out, like it can know your goal for the day or let's say for that 1 hour and then point out to you what to do. Or maybe if you can like share it your screen, bro, like as soon as these apps are created, productivity will skyrocket. Just imagine having Gemini watching your screen, plus maybe watching your webcam. To, you know, obviously that would be like big privacy issue. Now, like you can, I guess in that case you would be able to like disable that. But whatever, even with the screen, right? And all of that would be private, and they would say like we don't train on that data, just like OpenAI doesn't train on the API and you know on the playground. But whatever. The point is, imagine if you had your screen monitored by Gemini Ultra or Gemini Pro, and it knows your goal for that hour or for that work session, and then it like helps you, and maybe it speaks into your ear of like what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, or like when you get distracted, it points out. Wow, man, I would pay big money for that. I don't know about you guys, but like this productivity software needs to exist.
Football and has won the most men's World Cups in football history.
Obviously.
You are trying to get me to find the paper ball under the cup.
Okay, so let's see. If it keeps track of this, that's going to be pretty cool.
I accept the challenge. The cup to the left.
Nice.
Okay, that was kind of simple though.
I know what you're doing. You're playing rock, paper, scissors.
What do you see now?
The fingers are spread out to look like the wings of a butterfly.
What's this?
Okay, I don't know about you, but if someone went on to me like this on the street, I would not think butterfly. Anyway, let's keep going.
The fingers are spread out to look like the wings of a butterfly.
What's this?
Big ear and barking mouth, a dog.
Sweet.
The coin should be under the right hand.
I don't know.
The coin is in the left hand using a sleight of hand technique to make it appear as if the coin has disappeared.
Okay, so this is interesting because it knows about, after he showed that it's not on the right, it immediately understood what happened. So then I'm wondering, why didn't it predict the left? I don't know. It's interesting. Let's watch that part again.
The coin should be...
Sweet.
The coin should be under the right hand.
I guess, we obviously don't know how many times per second it's analyzing the image, but I'm assuming it's like way less than 30 FPS, because like this is, probably 30 FPS. So it could be 30, it could be 24, but I think it's probably lower. I think it's probably maybe like 5, even like 5 times per second analyzing the image. And obviously in that case, it had no way to spot the quick move he did.
I don't know.
The coin is in the left hand using a sleight of hand technique to make it appear as if the coin has disappeared. Both objects are round and flat.
There you go.
Both are food. The orange is a healthier choice than the cookie. Citrus can be calming, and so can the spin of the fidget toy. They are both examples of pop...
Okay, so I guess it would be cool if they actually showed us the prompts. Or like, is it just like one continuous thing? Because to me, this really feels like they prompted this part to see like, say the similarities between these two objects. So I don't know why Google didn't really, I guess, it's right here, making connections. So yeah, that's not a prompt, that's just, a chapter. But yeah, it really feels like they prompted the language model. I guess, can it be, is it even a language model, man? Because like, text, code, audio, video, and images. It's like, it's an AI model. I don't know. I guess, it's just multimodal AI. I don't know if we can even call it a language model. But anyway, they prompted Gemini with, explain the connections or the similarities between those two objects. And just, I don't know, like, why? Why doesn't Google just put the prompt at the bottom and small? Like, that would be so cool to see,
Popular toys that have been enjoyed by children and adults alike for many years.
By the way, am I the only one who misses the era of fidget spinners? Man, it's such a good time.
Give me some ideas for what I could make with this.
I see pink and green yarn. How about a dragon fruit? Or how about a green
Okay, this is obviously not in real time.
pink and green yarn? How about a dragon fruit?
Because that would be crazy. Like, if it generated such high quality images so quickly, that would be crazy. But yeah, I think this is sped up. I mean, it's not going to be that fast in BART or whatever interface they give us. And also, one thing that's not really impressive is how different the colors are. Because like the green is good, but like the pink, like this is very pink and this is like purple almost. So I don't know why it didn't match the same shade. Because that seems pretty simple to me. I don't know.
Or how about a green cake with a pink heart?
Okay, so now the pink is better, but the green is off.
Okay, how about these colors? And maybe show me some animals.
Okay, now I see blue and pink yarn. How about a pig with blue ears? Or an octopus?
Okay, these generations are actually like very solid. This looks super realistic, man. I think we'll see how it compares to DALL-E 3, but there is some real possibility that Gemini might actually be better than like DALL-E 3, Midjourney, and all the other image models we have right now. So if, like, think about how crazy that would be. Not only is it better than GPT-4, but if it's also better than all the image models, then, Google has just, like, man, Google stock is about to go crazy if all of these are true. Luckily, I do have a bunch of Google stock, so we'll see.
Or a bunny with a pink nose?
Ooh, I'll keep those in mind. Which way should the duck go?
Going left leads to a duck, which is a friend. Going right leads to a bear, which is a foe.
Okay.
It is better to
I thought this was a pig, but whatever.
make friends than foes, so the duck should go left.
Smart choice.
This is a picture of a crab.
Okay, that's impressive. Just purely from the dots. Wow. I mean, I don't think, dude. Personally, I didn't think this was a crab. Just seeing it like this, and I think the vast majority of people wouldn't predict that this is a crab unless you're like used to. Maybe kids would actually have a harder chance at seeing it because if you're used to connecting these dots, then you would actually probably see it. But the fact that the model was able to spot it, because I don't think GPT-V can do this. Like, no way. There is no chance. So purely from, man, that's impressive. But also it could be that a similar image was in the training data. So I don't know, man. It might not be that impressive because I assume images like this are plenty for kids to, connect and draw. So it might just recognize a similar image from the training data and then answer based on that. So we'll see. Some people need to do post some scientific papers on that and, do super photo testing.
This is a picture of a crab.
That's right. Is this the right order?
No, the correct order is Sun, Earth, Saturn.
Okay. I think GPT-V could do that, but not bad. It automatically implied that the order is based on what's closer to the sun, because none of that was just said. He just said, is this the correct order? So it had to do some amount of reasoning to understand that it should be the same order as the solar system. And then it has to, I guess, quickly list out sun and the planets and understand that Earth is position 3 and Jupiter or Saturn is position 6. Yeah, 6.
Based on their design, which of these would go faster?
The car on the right would be faster. It is more aerodynamic.
Okay, not bad.
Which looks more fun?
The one on the right, because it has a loop.
Okay, this is actually a bit subjective, which makes it even more impressive. So, not bad.
What do you think this person might be saying?
Okay, so yeah, these chapters, I guess, describe it well. So, logical and spatial reasoning. So, people who have been saying that, AI models are just stochastic parrots and don't have any reasoning, yeah, I guess Gemini kind of ended that debate.
Dang.
How about a woohoo?
Ooh, I love that.
I see you're drawing a guitar.
Damn, man, it can just generate music. I wonder, like, will services like Epidemic Sound even exist, like 6 months from now? I mean, obviously they will exist, but like, why would you pay for Epidemic Sound when you can just use Gemini to generate the, brand new piece of audio exactly for the situation? Now, obviously, this is just a drawing of a guitar, but let's say you feed it a video, you can feed it an image with text, with a video, and with audio, so you can hum the melody like do 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 or whatever, and then it can take all of these inputs together and generate new audio. Bro, like the content creation game is about to be revolutionized. Like, man, it's crazy how few YouTubers and content creators are paying attention to AI. Because knowing about these cutting edge tools will give you such an advantage. It's not gonna be even close.
You've added an amp. Now it's an electric guitar. We can make some seriously loud music now. Given that you added drums, how about some 80s hair metal? Alright, I see you've added a palm tree to the drawing. Change it up with some beachy vibes.
Okay, this isn't as impressive as I would like it to be because, it's an electric guitar with drums and a palm. Now, I might be heavily overanalyzing this, and still, this is a super impressive, announcement and release. So I don't want to take anything from Google because, everything so far has been beyond impressive. And just the fact that it's a smarter model than GPT-4, that alone is crazy. But what I noticed right here is it says ukulele music, so it kind of forgot that it's an electric guitar. So yeah, whatever.
What movie are they acting out here?
I think they are acting out the famous bullet time scene from The Matrix.
This is impressive.
Ooh, nice. What do you think might happen next?
The cat is going to jump to the wall and stick the landing. It's going to be a perfect 10. Oh, and it's a miss. It looks like it was just a little too far away, but don't worry.
I mean, okay, so this is... I'm not really
Oh, and it's a miss.
I don't know, I don't like that response
Yes.
because if you have a cat and I have 3, you know that this is definitely not too far away and any cat can easily clear that. So the correct response should have been it slipped or whatever, because this is an easy jump for a cat.
It looks like it was just a little too far away, but don't worry. The cat is a natural athlete and it will be back up there in no time.
Okay, I've got one more for you. Describe the drawing I made.
It is a simple line drawing of the constellation Gemini. You did a good job of capturing the beauty of Gemini.
Oh, so we have more reports here. Okay, this is nice. Let's look at this. So comparing to GPT-4, API numbers calculated. So capability, wait, can I zoom this in, I guess? So you guys see better, all right, yeah. So text, MMLU, 57 different subjects, boom, much better. Like, 3.6%, that's a lot better. Reasoning, slightly better. Good amount better. Worse. No. It's worse on hella swag. By the way, whoever named this benchmark test is a legend. But wow, man, this is a lot worse. For everyday tasks. Yeah, that's sad. Because everyday tasks, that's the main thing people are going to be using this for. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Math, okay, better, about the same. Okay, so math, it's kind of whatever. Code, ooh, a lot better. Okay, so this might actually be kind of skewed, because if over the last month or whatever, GPT-4 has been gotten more and more lazy at outputting code. Sometimes just giving you a comment to fill out the rest of the stuff yourself. So I don't know if this is the best GPT-4 release or if it's the current one, because if it's the current one, then yeah, I guess it wouldn't be that hard to beat it. So, I don't know. They said, API numbers calculated where reported numbers were missing. They need to be more specific which exact GPT-4 version this is, because if it's the current one, then yeah, this doesn't really mean anything. Okay, multimodal GPT-V. So this is the image capability. Okay. Good amount better, slightly better, 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 a lot better, and just normal amount better. Video, ooh, a lot better versus DeepMind Flamingo. So yeah, GPT. Obviously OpenAI doesn't have any video model, so they have to compare it to their own. Perception test MCQA, video question answering. Okay, a lot better. I don't know what this model is. Audio. So Whisper V2. Wait, whoa. Why? This is kind of weird. Why did they select? Okay, Whisper is obviously from OpenAI. And it's interesting that they selected V2 here and V3 here. No clue why that is. But yeah, it's a lot better here and a lot better here because the error rate is smaller. Technical report, okay, I guess that's a bit too much for this video, but if you want, it's all on this domain. Wow. Gemini can generate code based on different inputs you give it. Wait, that was sick. Could Gemini help me make a demo based on this? I see a, whoa, this is crazy. Dude, if you wanted to do this manually, and let's say you don't have experience, with this type of code, you have no experience animating or whatever, this could take you multiple days. And now it's multiple minutes. Bro, okay, let's look at the next example. Okay, we've seen these notes. All right, GPT can do this for sure. But yeah, this one is by far the most impressive. Skipping all the corporate speak. Available 13 December. So exactly a week from now, they are releasing Gemini in Google AI Studio, Google Cloud Vertex AI, man. They need to simplify the amount of products Google has. It's getting a bit too crazy. But yeah, so in a week, we can start building with Gemini. So if you want me to build with Gemini and make a video on that and going more technical, then let me know and please subscribe because I'm definitely going to be making more videos about Gemini.